July 2nd, 1955. A date that, for most, would pass without significance, but for those involved, it would become unforgettable. New York City sizzles under a relentless summer sun, the air thick with humidity and anticipation. The city bustles with life, unaware of the strange fate about to unfold. At the airport, Pan American Flight 914, a sturdy Douglas DC-4, stands ready on the tarmac, its engines humming with promise. 57 passengers and 4 crew members board, bound for Miami. A routine flight, or so they believe. Laughter and chatter fill the cabin as families and business travelers settle in. The engines roar to life, the plane lifts off, and the city shrinks below, replaced by endless sky. For those aboard, it's just another journey. Passengers settle in, flight attendants begin service, and the pilots monitor their instruments, confident in their routine. The Atlantic glimmers beneath, the sky is clear, and everything seems perfectly normal. Just another day in the skies. But as the plane reaches cruising altitude, the ordinary gives way to the extraordinary. A sense of calm masks the mystery about to unfold. Somewhere over the vast, empty ocean, something inexplicable happens, something no one could have predicted. Without warning, Flight 914 veers off its path, unseen, unfelt, unnoticed by those on board or on the ground. The world below continues, unaware that 61 souls are about to vanish into legend, their fate sealed in silence. This was supposed to be a simple journey, an ordinary flight to a sunny destination. Instead, it becomes one of aviation's greatest mysteries, leaving families and investigators searching for answers that never come. The routine flight into Miami is about to become a flight into oblivion, a story that will haunt the skies for decades to come. In the control towers of New York and Miami, Flight 912 is just another blip on the radar. Controllers hand off the flight, expecting a routine arrival. Suddenly, the blip vanishes. No warning, no distress call. Miami calls out, "Pan Am 914, do you read?" Only static answers. Panic sets in. Both towers confirm. The plane is gone from all screens. A commercial airliner doesn't just disappear, yet Flight 912 has. Equipment checks reveal no errors. The systems are flawless. The silence is chilling. No mayday, no sign of trouble. The disappearance is instant, total, and utterly baffling. Investigators are left with a single haunting question. What happened to Pan Am Flight 914? The mystery has begun, and the world is left in stunned silence. 61 people have vanished without a trace. The sky has swallowed a plane whole. The disappearance triggers a massive search. Coast Guard, Navy, Air Force, all scouring the Atlantic. The operation is one of the largest of its time, with ships and planes dispatched from multiple countries, all united by a single goal, to find any trace of the missing flight. Radios crackle with updates and hope flickers with every new report. Planes and boats comb the ocean, searching for debris, oil slicks, anything. Crews scan the endless blue, eyes straining for the smallest clue. Every wave, every shadow is investigated, but the sea offers only silence in return. Days turn to weeks, but nothing is found. Not a seat cushion, not a scrap of metal. The search area grows wider, but the results remain the same. Emptiness. The vastness of the Atlantic seems to swallow all evidence. The DC-4 and its passengers seem to have vanished from existence. Families and friends gather at airports, clinging to hope, but the reality is impossible to ignore. The plane is simply gone, as if it never left the ground. Investigators interview crews, check records, review weather. Every lead is a dead end. They pore over flight plans, maintenance logs, and radio transcripts, searching for a missed detail, a hidden clue. But nothing adds up. The plane was in perfect condition, the crew experienced, the weather clear. There were no warnings, no distress calls, no sign of trouble before the flight vanished. No black box, no wreckage, no explanation. The technology of the time offers little help, and the ocean remains impenetrable. Authorities declare the flight lost at sea, all souls presumed gone. The official statement brings little comfort, only a finality that feels hollow. For families, there's no closure, only the ache of the unknown. They are left with unanswered questions, haunted by what-ifs, and the pain of never knowing the truth. The legend of Flight 914 grows, whispered among pilots and investigators. Stories circulate, theories emerge, but facts remain elusive. The case is closed, but the mystery lingers. Files are shelved, but the unanswered questions echo in the halls of aviation history. The ocean keeps its secrets. Beneath the waves, the truth remains hidden, locked away by time and tide. The world moves on, but the story is far from over. Headlines fade, but the mystery endures, waiting for answers that may never come. The next chapter will be even stranger. What happened to Flight 912 is only the beginning of a story that defies explanation. Fast forward to September 9, 1992, Caracas, Venezuela. Air traffic controller Juan de la Corte monitors his radar, routine, until a blip materializes out of nowhere. No flight plan, no warning, just a solid moving signal. Ground crews and pilots spot the plane. An old Douglas DC-4, propellers spinning, out of place among modern jets. The control tower scrambles. This plane isn't on any schedule. It hasn't communicated with any center, it simply appeared. Tension fills the tower as the vintage aircraft approaches for landing. Who are they? Where did they come from? Juan prepares to make contact, his mind racing with questions. The controllers brace for answers that defy logic. The past and present are about to collide on the runway. The ghost plane is coming in. The world is about to witness the impossible. The mystery deepens. The legend is reborn. Juan de la Corte, the seasoned air traffic controller, radios the mystery plane with a steady voice. Unidentified aircraft, identify yourself. The control tower is tense, every eye fixed on the radar screen, waiting for a response that could explain the impossible blip. The reply crackles through the static. This is Pan American Flight 914, New York to Miami, July 2nd, 1955. The voice is calm, routine, as if nothing is amiss, but the date sends a chill through the room. The control tower is stunned. Pan Am has been out of business for years, and this flight is decades off course. The controllers exchange bewildered glances, struggling to process what they've just heard. Juan asks the pilot to confirm his identity and flight details. The answer comes back unchanged, as if the pilot is reading from a script frozen in time. The pilot, convinced he's on final approach to Miami, describes the coastline and city below, unaware he's actually flying over Caracas, Venezuela. Juan, realizing the gravity of the situation, breaks the news. You are over Venezuela, not Miami. It's 1992. The words hang in the air, almost too incredible to believe. Silence crackles over the radio as the pilot and crew try to process the impossible. The tension in both cockpits is palpable, as if time itself has stopped. Inside the plane, the crew and passengers remain lost in time, their world unchanged since 1955. They have no idea that decades have passed outside their windows. The controllers struggle to comprehend the situation, debating possibilities, hoax, malfunction, or something far stranger. The conversation is surreal, like something from the Twilight Zone. The boundaries between past and present seem to blur with every transmission. Juan asks for the current date. The pilot, confused but firm, insists it's July 2nd, 1955. The crew checks their flight logs, finding nothing out of the ordinary. Juan delivers the truth. Today is September 9th, 1992. The radio falls silent, the weight of lost years settling over everyone. In the cockpit, disbelief and fear take hold. The crew's training offers no answers for a leap through time. The impossible has happened. A flight lost for 37 years has returned, rewriting the rules of reality and aviation history. The world is left reeling, news spreading like wildfire, as people everywhere try to make sense of the mystery. The legend of Flight 914 is now a living paradox, a story that blurs the line between fact and fiction, echoing through history as a haunting mystery. The controllers guide the DC-4 to a safe landing in Caracas. Ground crews rush to the plane, faces pressed to the windows. Passengers stare out at a world decades ahead of their own. The pilot, shaken by the truth, panics. Suddenly, the engines roar to life. "Stay away! We're leaving now!" the pilot shouts. The plane taxis, turns, and accelerates down the runway. Ignoring all orders, Flight 914 takes off once more. It climbs into the sky, then vanishes. No trace, no radar, nothing. The witnesses are left in stunned silence. The phantom flight is gone again, leaving only questions behind. The mystery is now deeper than ever. So, what's the real story behind Pan Am Flight 914? The truth is stranger than fiction, it's pure fiction. The tale first appeared in the Weekly World News, a tabloid known for wild, fabricated stories. The story was recycled, dates changed, and retold as fact across the internet. No official records, no missing flight, no real Juan de la Corte. The legend spread because it was irresistible, a time-traveling plane, lost and found. People wanted to believe, and the internet helped the myth grow. There's no evidence, no reports, no missing DC-4. The entire saga is a work of creative storytelling. The legend endures because it's a great story, not because it's true. Sometimes, fiction is more powerful than fact. Every legend needs a proof. For Flight 914, it's a 1955 pocket calendar supposedly dropped on the runway. But like the rest of the story, the calendar is pure invention. No evidence, no photos, no official reports. It's a narrative trick, a detail to make the fiction feel real. Some versions claim the passengers returned, unchanged by time, reuniting with families decades older. These tales add a human twist, cheating time, emotional reunions, scientific bafflement. But again, there's no proof. No families, no interviews, no returned passengers. The calendar and the crew's fate are just layers of myth. The story grows with each retelling, fueled by our fascination with the impossible. It's folklore, not fact. The legend lives on because we want to believe. Why does the legend of Pan Am Flight 914 persist, even as a proven fake? We crave mysteries that challenge what we know. Time slips, lost worlds, the unexplained. The story blends the ordinary with the fantastic, making us wonder, what if? It's a modern folktale, crafted for maximum intrigue. The details, the confused pilot, the vanishing plane, the mysterious calendar, are cinematic, unforgettable. The legend endures because it's thrilling, romantic, and hopeful. It reminds us that stories can outlive their origins, becoming part of our collective imagination. The truth doesn't matter as much as the wonder it inspires. Pan Am Flight 914 never existed, but its myth will never disappear. The Phantom Flight continues, forever lost in time, forever a legend.